I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. Yesterday, I did a video about the unfortunate incidents in Uromi, and new revelations have shown that the travelers, our northern brethren, had licenses for their guns in their traveling bags, and that they showed that despite that, jungle justice was still meted out to some of them. It is very sickening. It is condemnable. It is unfortunate that we have found ourselves in a very dysfunctional society. It is rather unfortunate that we are now suspicious and afraid of each other and hate each other. We condemn that act in all ramifications. At the same time, we must note that a lot of evil is going on in our country. Sahara reporters just reported about a policeman whose two sons, 13 years old and I think 15 years old or thereabouts, were eliminated in Yobe State. Those who attacked his house burnt it down and buried his children were supported by his colleagues. It is alleged that he has been very, very merciless with Boko Haram terrorists and criminals, and that the youths and the so-called colleagues of his said that he should go and prove his effectiveness where he comes from in the south. And so his two sons and his properties, everything burnt down. The names are withheld because investigations were going on, and the man has relocated to the south. That brings me to the crux of this matter. When that unfortunate incident happened, the president came out asking that the perpetrators of that heinous act be hunted down and dealt with. That was fair for a president. He wouldn't have said he should celebrate them. The northern governors made their declarations. That was fair. You won't expect them to keep quiet. But what is the things that are unfair are the following. If those travelers were coming from Port Harcourt where they went to hunt, I don't know if they saw dried meat or any meat that they were taking home to celebrate with as evidence of their hunting. I don't know if they saw. But if they were coming from Port Harcourt where they went to hunt, they drove past Imo State, they drove past Anambra State, then entered towards Agbo, and then branched to the right through Agbo to Uromi and down. They traversed Igbo land. No Igbo man touched them. But immediately some misguided northern youths heard about these incidents, they made a release that it was Igbo people resident in Uromi that perpetuated their heinous act. And they did an emotional campaign of that the people were hungry, they were fasting, they were thirsty. They dragged them through the streets of Uromi, beating them with sticks. That could have happened. That is sad. But why bring Igbos into this discussion? Igbos resident in Uromi. Is something wrong with you? Are you bloodthirsty? Are you a warmonger? This situation is sad enough. Why must you bring Igbos into any discussion to paint them black so that you can harm them? I saw a video evidence shown by one blogger, the face of the leader of the people who deleted those northern brethren was shown, and he was said to be a Muslim. He was a Muslim, wasn't an Igbo man, he was a Muslim native. So why bring Igbo people to this dialogue, to this evil act? Now, we just heard recent confessions that the coup of 1966 was not an Igbo coup. It was a coup to bring Awolowo into power. I did a video of the rubbish debate some senators were doing in the Senate about Professor Humphrey Wosu. And I've said, why hate the Igbos in their own country? If you don't want them, let them go. Now those misguided northern youths have set the minds of the North against Igbos, a thing that they know nothing about. They are not responsible for. The Igbos have been traumatized all over Ebonyi, Enugu states, Imo states by headsmen who defile their mothers, their daughters, their sisters, insert sticks into their genitalia. The Igbos have not retaliated against Fulanis or Hausas in their community by setting people ablaze. Now you want to turn the whole narrative around to traumatize Igbos. And then one crazy person has said that on the 7th of April, they are going to attack churches. Was it Christians that burnt those people? I just told you that the leader whose face was shown, and people like Very Dark Man, Charles Happy, Okocha Happy have shown his face one way or the other. He is a Muslim. He is not an Igbo man. He is not a Christian. Why would you attack churches on the 7th of April? I want to appeal to the National Security Advisor, to the Inspector General of Police, to the military, that a stern warning be sent to these misguided youths, because this will break this country to smithereens. It will incinerate this country. You go and attack Christians in the north, you attack churches, people will cause mayhem that you have never seen before. It's sickening that people will quickly go and arrest people who condemn the preachings of pastors, the defenders of the faith, so-called defenders of the faith. I have not heard them say anything about this threat to the body of Christ. It's only to arrest people over your mama and your papa's doctrines and practices, that you show power. Now they are threatening Christians in the north and churches in the north. You have not said anything. This threat must not be allowed to be carried out, because it's a recurrent decimal. Anytime there is a small thing, Christians will be attacked. If there's a cartoon in Iceland about Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto his name, Christians in the north will be attacked. How can we continue like this? Now somebody is declaring Arewa state. Nobody, Arewa nation. Nobody will go and arrest that person. But you will arrest Nnamdi Kanu. You will arrest Igbo. Are there different rules for different parts of the country? I speak to our big general overseers. Don't abandon the Christians in the north. Don't think that you will not be affected. Speak up now. Condemn the killings in Uromi. Condemn Fulani banditry. Condemn terrorism. Condemn jungle justice in Uromi. And condemn the call for war and the call for genocide against Christians in the north. Let me quickly say this to our northern brethren. Many of you are very young, you don't have experience. It was Christians that predominantly fought the civil war against the Igbos. Times have changed. Alliances have changed. Do not think that this is 1966 to 70. Every small thing, war. Any small thing, war. Any small thing, war. Do you have common sense? The crisis in the north from ISWAP, from Boko Haram, from Kalakala, or one kind rubbish sect, terrorist group, have you been able to handle it? Then you are thinking of another war. Why are you so bloodthirsty? And why do people allow these people to talk rubbish about this country, about the Igbos, about Southerners, about Christians? It cannot continue that way. Mr. President, Baba, I appeal to you. Quench this fire of the drums of war. Arrest those calling for the killing of Christians and the invasion of churches, and falsely alleging that Igbos were responsible for killing people in Uromi. I also want to warn those who are spreading false information that a bus carrying Igbos to somewhere in Kano was burnt, 18-seater bus. It's a bloody lie. Don't instigate war in this country. It's better for us to live in peace and to live in unity. But you must not always drag the Igbos into crisis, drag the church into crisis. Those of you who are general overseers and defenders of the faith, stand up and talk now, or forever remain quiet. I am Dr. Charles Apoki. We speak because we care. We speak because we love our country. We speak because we love peace. I have a webinar coming up on the 18th and on the 19th of April. Send a message to +234 80 21 21 92 62 to join the webinar. And we have properties for sale. And those of you in the UK, I'll be coming. I hope to meet with you and have a great time with you. Remember the number to contact +234 80 21 21 92 62. It's not a preaching engagement. It's just meet and greet and interact and share ideas. God bless you.